Hello, guys. Good evening and good morning if you're in Europe. Welcome to Daily Market Review. Today's date is September 5th, Thursday, first week of the month. Today's session was it was rather it was range bound, but it was stuck in a big range. So the range was more so. Oops, not there. It was more so. Wow, that's a 300-point rally. And the afternoon session was stuck in that range basically. So here's the range from the morning session, and as you guys can see, afternoon session was just range bound within that range. Today was morning session was eventful. It ran some highs, a low resistance run. Didn't quite get the entry that I like in the timely manner, but it's what it is. It was this entry maybe could have been used, but did not use it. But let's take a look at what happened. So this is pre-market New York session. The market here formed. Let me go back actually. Here there was like smooth highs, equal highs, smooth highs, relative equal highs, and then it kept going lower and lower and lower. Ran some stops right before pre-market, right during pre-market actually. Pre-market rally, sell side, and V-shaped rejection with 8:30 news. So I'm gonna annotate these highs, and I'm gonna annotate the previous day high, which was the target for the. This is the previous day high, which was the target for the whole move. So let's take a look at what happened. And this is the equal highs basically from Asia session. So the first thing I've noticed during pre-market was this drop, taking sell side and V-shaped rejection. Here, that was the most important thing for my bias for the intraday in the morning session being bullish. Sell side was taken, swept up one more time, displaced higher. Now we have an order block which was respected, and there's a displacement with a news candle. Because of this alone, after taking sell side, because of this alone, my intraday bias was bullish just because of this after taking sell side. And we have clean buy side targets, which is this one right here and this one right here. So this is, I would say, A plus morning session, actually like A plus pre-market and New York open. So here, why did I delete that? So this is the OB, and this is the fair value gap from 8:30. The rally was like manipulative. So 1, 2, 3 drives here. Sell side was taken 3 times. It ran one more time. Sell side was swept one more time. Ran one more time here. And 9:30 he opens, and it sweeps the sell side one more time. Highly manipulative, but this is all happening within the 8:30 fair value gap. And if you're bullish bias, every sell side raid, especially if it fails like this, just wicks, and within a fair value gap, you should be seeing that as a turtle soup. So the market opened, rallied immediately, formed a breaker block here, retested that breaker block, rallied one more, and took out all the buy side liquidity along with 8:30 high, 1, 2, and 3, and the previous day, actually not the previous day high yet, and displaced. And that displacement, again, this was highly manipulative. The bodies are respecting the fair value gap. The market was basically waiting for 10 o'clock news, swept the lows in that fair value gap. Again, this is a turtle soup. I mean, as long as the bodies are respecting that low in that fair value gap, that's a bullish delivery. Ran all the way highs. Now in that push, there's also a breaker block here. Could have been used actually here. Okay, as you guys can see, it's respecting the breaker block, immediate rebalance, and delivered all the way up to the PDH, and afterwards it was range EQ discount area. And as you guys can see, this is literally the same setup here. Pull back, sweep the low. Didn't want to do it with that. Sweep the lows, form an order block, You can also use this one if you have the bias. Form the OB, displacement, delivered second leg target, which is one setup for life. And as you guys know, I always say this: if second leg fails, whether it's bullish or bearish, that is gonna be the last push. Okay, and this is going up to the PDH, so it's basically turtle souping above the previous day high into a daily fair value gap, which indicates the moment this fails, this rally, it's gone. Here the first fair value gap was flipped, and that fair value gap flip caused a bearish order block right here. There's the bearish order block and its mean threshold, and that first fair value gap here was respected. At that point I wasn't so bearish, but once the first bullish fair value gap was flipped and order block formation was completed, I was bearish there. Market basically used the OB and turtle souped here above the equal highs. I mentioned this being a turtle soup before it panned out during the live stream. If you were there, you already know that. And the OB after the turtle soup, that's the short entry. It went for the first sell side and the second sell side. But the second sell side, let me clean all that. But the second sell side, so this is the turtle soup, dropped, order block retest, displacement. Now displacement, it ended up being breakaway gap, mainly because of this turtle soup here. I'm not sure if that was an SMT, but let's take a look at it. What time? 10:55. These are large ranges. I was not watching the initial turtle soup here, but I came home in that second one, and I'll be talking about it. So this was not a SMT, but here's the thing: if the order flow is bearish and if you see buy stops are running out and the price is failing at the buy stops, that indicates bearishness, and it is basically turtle souping the highs. Then it dropped here one more time. If you can turtle soup this, you can also take this candle as your OB. It dropped one more time. Now you have this dealing range here, discount portion, premium portion of it. Run on buy stops one more time. Again, guys, this is a very, very manipulated market, and it comes all the way up to retest the OB and touch the premium fair value gap. It drops down into minor sell side and takes out the morning session low, goes all the way down to these wicks here and reverses at this point. So here, this was the only good setup. This was also SMT divergence. This is the second stage, redistribution. My favorite setup here. And it dropped, took the sell side, displaced, came down to the OB, displaced one more time. Now it's in buy model. This was also SMT divergence because at the time of this raid to the sell side, ES did take PD previous day low, Nasdaq didn't. There is a higher time frame bullish SMT divergence, so displacement here. All these sell sides were swept. Market rallied. This is the order block. This is the same setup as the pre-market here. I'm disregarding all this PD arrays or price action. I'm looking at this specifically. Displacement above the OB. Here is the fair value gap. Along with the OB, price comes down there, which is also in discount of the lower time frame leg here from the OB low all the way to the high. Discount fair value gap comes to the OB, rallies. One setup for life is completed there, and the rest is basically here. This is the one setup for life high. The rest was basically price trying to reach up to the range equilibrium of the higher time frame. So what I mean by that is basically here, let me delete all that. Delete. We have this higher time frame range formation now. The rest of this, there's the 3 drives here on the 5. is just to run the price up into the premium portion of this bit higher time frame range. What range is this? It is a 15-minute time frame range. If I go up to the 15-minute time frame, as you guys can see here, there's a fair value gap and the CE of that fair value gap was targeted here in that accumulation. Though, let's take a look at it. This is 15-minute FVG, or let me put it this way, 15-minute CB low. Here in that fair value gap of the 15-minute, top, bottom. All right. Price was accumulating above a BISI, right? Until it flips this fair value gap, you should be remaining bullish. That's why it ran the buy stops. There was an SMT divergence here. Ran the buy stops, failed at the buy stops. That means it ended up being a turtle soup. Formed an order block here and displacement. Displaced one more time. At this point, it was retesting the range EQ and the 15-minute CB low. First retest of the fair value gap. Turtle soup in the fair value gap and dropped hardly. So this is the manipulation part. It comes up all the way to the 15-minute fair value gap one more time. This place is lower, ties the sell side one more time here. This is the manipulation part. Basically, like the last hour price action could be like this, but it's what it is. That's why it's important to have bias and drawn liquidity anticipated, because otherwise you might get chopped in this price action. What was I gonna say? Oh, so it came down to the sell side, and here's the same formation after the sell side was taken right here. Swept it one more time, rallied. Now we'll have order block with a displacement. This is my A+ setup for first leg. If you like to trade first leg, this is my setup, go-to setup. It has to engage with the sell side and it has to sweep one more time. This is the fair value gap, displacement, and it closed at the buy side. Afterwards, it's after hours. Whatever happened. It's earnings and revenues. So those wicks and dumps and all that, it's just because of the earnings, none of our concern. So going into tomorrow, guys, let me just clear some stuff. I'm gonna go on a 4-hourly chart. So what I'm thinking is, going into tomorrow, I'm thinking, so we have a bearish SMT at the highs, bullish SMT at the lows, and here's the fair value gap, and we have clean lows here, and we have a BPR right below those lows. I believe the BPR is going to be the target, and we're going to be seeing the biggest buy side reaction from that area. It's probably going to start going for the upside, maybe like taking out these highs. We're going into tomorrow, because how today closed with the 4-hourly turtle soup, basically. That SMT that's what it is, turtle soup. Prices staying below 4-hourly fair value gap CE. I'm thinking this is going to end up being a second stage redistribution of the market maker sell model, and we could see a drop possibly tomorrow with NFP down into 515 and 500, and the other one is what, 382. I would expect that kind of drop tomorrow. Now that's the first thing. This is the highest probability idea, and the less likely counter idea is basically we have this dealing range, and we are at the range EQ right now. The counter idea is it basically sweeps the lows, bodies respects, and it forms a trap here that would initiate a buy model, and this whole chop ends up being a consolidation. I doubt that that's gonna happen. I'm remaining bearish. I think we'll have this today's 6 a.m. candle on the 4-hourly is probably going to be used as an order block to target weekly lows and form new week lows. But again, we could potentially see a very, very massive reaction from here. Just so you guys know. If tomorrow New York session opens in this BPR, I would be looking for buy setups. But if not, if we're still in this range, I'll be looking for short setups. But anyways, that's for the topic for tomorrow. I'll be live streaming NFP. I'm not sure if I'll take trades. We'll see. If I see anything good, I'll take it. Obviously, I'm not gonna let it go. But anyways, thanks for watching this. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.